What is up, disc golfers? Today on Iceberg TV, I want to give you my top 3 backhand players in professional disc golf. The first player on my list that I want to talk about is James Conrad. Now, James Conrad is a very unique player in the fact that he basically has no forehand unless it's for scramble purposes. So, James Conrad is able to do things with his backhand that nobody else in the world is able to do. And he's able to throw not only with power, but he's also able to throw with touch as well. James Conrad's famous for throwing his AVRs extremely well. So you can see he's able to throw these AVRs super hard, dead on a line, and James Conrad has basically more ace runs in tournaments than any other player I've ever seen. So not only him being a good putter as well, but he's able to do things with his backhand that most people aren't able to do. And there are very few pros at this stage of the game who don't have a forehand game, and James Conrad is able to get away with it with the ridiculous turnovers that he has. So on top of his touch, he also has really good power, so he doesn't have to throw super high speed drivers. He doesn't throw a lot of destroyers, and he doesn't break his wraiths out very often either. He's able to rely on his T-Birds and his Thunderbirds a lot more than most other players are able to because he throws really hard. So he's able to set himself up for good putting opportunities, and he uses his backhand in some of the most unique ways that we will ever see in disc golf. I mean, look at him just smash this Anheuser on, I mean, that's OB on the right all the way. You have to have so much control, and he's just so good with these backhands. I mean, there's just nobody doing what James Conrad does. If he develops a forehand during this second off season, he's going to be a deadly player when he comes back. The second player on my list is going to be Seppo Paju. Seppo has one of the cleanest backhand forms. He's another guy who can throw his putters. So he has the touch factor, and he also has the power factor. We've all seen Seppo throw over 600 feet backhand on some of these golf course type courses. Seppo has elite control. He's able to keep his eyes on his target, especially when he's throwing his putters. So when he's throwing hard, he may not, but when he's throwing his putters in a straight line down the woods at his target, you can see he barely turns his head. He's able to keep his eye on his target, and he's able to be extremely accurate. Now, he's another guy who doesn't really have a forehand, and you know, that's going to help you get on this list in my eyes, because if you can be an elite player without a forehand, you're at a severe disadvantage. But looking at the types of shots he's able to throw, I think being from Finland, this is something that helps him a lot, because a lot of the courses in Finland are extremely wooded and punishing. So if you can't throw shots like this, then you're not going to be able to survive as a disc golfer in Finland. But he's just so elite, and he has that big boy power. He has one of the best backhands in the world, and not one of the greatest forehands. You don't really see him break out his forehand too often. That's Seppo. He's going to be on my list as well. And how can you leave this guy off of your list of elite backhanders? Paul McBeth is able to throw any disc on any line at any time. He can do all the things that Seppo can do. He can do all the things that James Conrad can do. He has so much touch. He's able to control the angles on his discs. He can throw distance drivers, mids, putters, and fairway drivers. And that's why I think Paul McBeth he can't be left off this list. You'd be stupid if you left Paul McBeth off this list, because he can just do so many different things. Nobody's doing that. It's just not possible. It's not realistic to be able to, even think about doing the things that Paul McBeth does with a disc. He's got so much speed control, big boy distance. He has touch, and he's able to do all the different things that you want to see from an elite backhander's disc golf game. Now, when we add Paul McBeth's backhand to his ability to throw forehands and rollers and all the other different shots as well, I think if we see guys like Seppo and Conrad trying to more emulate what Paul McBeth is doing and develop the other aspects of their game, I think Paul McBeth could be contested as the best player in the world. And I think that James Conrad and Seppo Paju alongside some of the other young guns in the sport are going to be able to give Paul McBeth a run for his money. Everybody's only getting better. Disc golf is only getting more exciting. I'm not going to pick my top. I want you guys to pick your top backhander in the comment section down below. I know it's really hard to narrow it down to just 3 players because there's so many elite backhanders out there, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. The clips that you saw today were from Smashbox TV for Conrad and McBeth, and then Seppo's were on Disc Golf Doan's channel, so shout out to those guys. Great work. They're always putting out good disc golf content. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, leave your comments in the comment section down below. This is Iceberg TV. Thank you for watching. Take care.